A very nice afternoon to our lecturer, Wan Sohaini, and my dear friends. Today, my teammates and I will explain about what we have learned and observed about the topic 2 in the Information Security Management subject. So, first and foremost, let me introduce myself. My name is Komati, daughter of Arjunan, and my matric card number is 01DDT20F2051. And Hemasri, daughter of Chandraram, and Tinagaran, son of Raja, are my teammates. The topic that we will cover is Information Security Management. Now, let me start with the first subtopic. First, we look at the security principle in related to Information Security Management. What are the three principles of information security? The basic tenets of information security are confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Every element of the information security program must be designed to implement one or more of these principles. Together, they are called the CIA threat. The first element is confidentiality. These measures are designed to protect against unauthorized disclosure of information. The main objective of this confidentiality principle is to ensure that private information remains private and that it can only be viewed or accessed by individuals who need that information in order to complete their job duties. And second is availability. Is the protection, the functionality of support system and ensuring data is fully available at the point in time or period requirements when it is needed by its users. So the objective of availability is to ensure the data is available to be used when it's needed to make a decision. And the third element is integrity. Involves protection from unauthorized modifications such like editing, deleting or changing of the data. So the principle of integrity ensures that data is accurate and reliable and is not modified incorrectly, whether accidentally or maliciously. So next we are going to see something different subtopic from this. After that, I'll go through the security concept. What are the security concepts? IT security concepts are central and important components of information security management systems. They describe defined security goals with the help of which risks are identified and evaluated. There are 7 security concepts and I'll start with the first one. The first security concept is privacy, which relates to any rights you have to control your personal information and how it's used. For example, think about those privacy policies you are asked to read and agree to when you download a new smartphone apps. Security, on the other hand, refers to how your personal information is protected. Second is authentication. It's ensuring that users are who they say they are. Like methods used for the authentication are usernames, password, biometrics, and other devices. Authentication is also used for identifying devices and data messages. And the third security concept will be identification. Identification is the ability to identify uniquely a user of a system or an application that is running in a system. So security systems use this method of identification to determine whether or not an individual has permission to access in an object. Furthermore, the fourth is authorization. It's the process of giving the user permission to access a specific resource or function. Authorization is a process by which a server determines if the client has permission to use a resource or access a file. Next, we are going to the fifth security concept, which is accountability. Means every individual who works with an information system should have specific responsibility for information assurance. And also this principle means an individual is entrusted to safeguard and control acumen, key material and information and is answerable to proper authority for the loss or misuse of that acumen or information. So next, we are going to see the sixth security concept. The sixth security concept is a non-reputation. Is the assurance that someone cannot deny the validity of something and is a legal concept that is widely used in information security. It's referred to a service which provides proof of the origin of the data and the integrity of the data. And auditing is the seventh and final security concept that I will be explained in this presentation. An information security audit is a systematic, measurable technical assessment of how the organization's security policy is employed. It is a part of the ongoing process of defining and maintaining effective security policies. The assessment helps in identifying vulnerabilities and discovering any potential entry points and security flaws that hackers may compromise to gain access into the system and networks. So I hope you guys understand what I have explained and what I have learned. So that's all from my side. I pass this presentation to my next co-presenter to continue with the next one. Thank you.
Thank you, Pamadi. So today I'm going to speak about few words about protection mechanism. And I would like to elaborate about how the protection mechanism used to protect processes and data with following sections. So first and foremost, what is protection mechanism? Well, what I know is protection refers to a mechanism for controlling the access of programs, processes or users to the resources which defined by a computer system. Protection ensures that the resources of the computer are used in consistent way. Well, let's get into following section which has it includes layering, abstraction, data hiding and encryption. So first is layering. A traditional kernel based operating system such as Unix use a two-layer approach in which the system resources are managed in a protected kernel and everything else runs in an outer layer known as the user's space. Most current operating systems rely on a set of roles and responsibilities that can simulate the layered approach. Abstraction basically will cap and on object and define what types of data and object can contain, what types of functions can be performed on or by that object, and what capabilities that object has. The next one is data hiding, keeping a database from being accessed by unauthorized visitors, restricting a subject at a lower classification level from accessing data at a higher level, and also it prevents an application from accessing hardware directly. Last but not least, encryption. So encryption is the data is a form of secret data where we can keep the data safe. Encryption uses those algorithms to convert data into an unintelligible form. Now, moving on to data classification. Data classification helps organizations answer all the crucial questions about their data that inform how they mitigate risk and manage data governance policies. The benefits of data classification, the first one is it will makes it easier to view how your data is being used and where it is moving. Second one is systems that will focus on data integrity will require some more storage and the right channels for access and user permissions. The third one would be it's easier to understand both content and context related to the data, such as file type, storage, location, and so on. So that's it from me. So if you want to know more about level of data classification and security program, my co-presenter will elaborate it further. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Tinagan son of Raja. My metric number is 01DDT20F2032. Now I want to explain the level of data classification. There are four levels of data classification. First is strictly confidential, second is confidential, third is internal only, the fourth one is public. Strictly confidential. This is the most sensitive setting. Internal material that is classed as strictly confidential is highly sensitive. This information cannot be shared with others and must be used, processed, and shared only by those who have been identified. Next is confidential. Important customer or partner information is contained in confidential information. This information may be shared with appropriate customers or partners outside of company, clients, regulator, and third parties. Always exercise appropriate caution and care. By definition, all customer information is considered confidential. After that, internal use only. Internal corporate personnel or internal employees who have been allowed access are the only ones who have access to this type of information. This could include memorandum or other internal messages, business plans, and so on. Information with the classification will not contain sensitive information about customers or partners, but it will not be able to leave. The last level is public. This is the sensitive that is the least sensitive. But information contains no sensitive information and can be shared with anybody or any organization. This type of information is publicity available to the general population. It is free to use, reuse, and redistribute without fear of retribution. The last subtopic is security program. First is technical controls, secondly management controls, the thirdly operational controls. Technical controls. The security controls, also known as safeguards or countermeasures for an information system that are largely implemented and performed by the system's hardware, software and system software components. Next is management controls. The security controls, safeguards or countermeasures for an information system that are focused on risk management and information system security management. The last one is operational controls. The protection or countermeasures for an information system that are primarily implemented and executed by people as opposed to systems. That's all from us, and we appreciate your taking the time to listen to our presentation.